Moving on now, the Taliban have taken over the entry and exit points of the Panjshir Valley. Communication lines in and around the valley have been cut off as well, and people have been fleeing the valley in search of safe refuge. And our correspondent, Anas Malik, travelled to the valley to bring us a ground report. His journey of over 2 hours began from Kabul border. Take a look.
The sign that you read behind me, it says goodbye Kabul. Beyond this it's another 100+ kilometers till the valley of Panjshir. To be precise, 102 kilometers. It takes about 2.5 hours from this point to get to the valley of Panjshir.
From Kabul border, Anas Malik travelled to the town of Charikar in Parwan province. The 1.5-hour drive shows the deserted streets with almost no people out on the roads. There were several checkposts with Taliban stationed in them. The entire lane is controlled by the Taliban. This closely guarded city has a significant crossroad. When one road leads to Panjshir, the other one goes to Bagram Air Base.
Where I'm standing, it's in Charikar in Parwan province, en route to Panjshir. To the right, the place that leads to is where the negotiations between the Taliban and the Panjshiri men were taking place. To my left is the way that leads to the Bagram Air Base. The Bagram Air Base that was recently handed over to the Afghan forces and is now being controlled by the Taliban. To the right is Charikar, where negotiations between Panjshiri militia and the Taliban were taking place, which now stand at a pause, and the reason that has led to the resumption in fighting.
Roughly 30 minutes from Charikar, nearly 2 hours from Kabul, lies the district of Jabal-e-Sarraj in Parwan province. It is surrounded by the high peaks of mountains and is a historic village of Afghanistan. This place is known for the anti-Soviet war resistance. It houses a famous and unique graveyard known as the Red Army Tanks Graveyard, a brown landscape strewn with decaying tanks and equipment, abandoned by the Soviets back in 1989 at the end of their decade-long failed invasion. This place is famously known as the graveyard of Soviet tanks.
On the highway from Kabul to Panjshir is a place called Jabal-e-Siraj. It's roughly 2 hours from Kabul. The place is known as the graveyard of Russian tanks. Tanks like these can be found here in abundance. This is the same place that has seen and witnessed immense and intense firing just in the past few days. Both the Panjshiri side and the Taliban have suffered major losses over here. This place is now under the control of the Taliban.
After departing from Jabal-e-Sarraj, we travelled towards Shotul, the village which lies at the entrance of Panjshir Valley. The route to this village lies on the banks of Panjshir and Rocky Mountains of the other side. Scores of vehicles with armed Taliban have lined up till the entry gate of the valley. Our reporter got off on the road and talked to some of the Taliban fighters to find out the ground situation.
We are standing in the first district of Panjshir known as Shotul. 24 hours back the enemy was here and we were fighting. And now the enemy has fled.
I have Mujahideen from 34 provinces and we are going to Panjshir. The provincial government is over and we are now going to overlook the operations.
And after weeks of intense battle for the last resistance holdout, Taliban now claim to have taken over the Panjshir Valley.
With the fall of Panjshir, Taliban now control the entire country, the entire 34 provinces within Afghanistan. Zabihullah Mujahid today in a press conference has assured the people of Panjshir that there's nothing to worry about and that they would be working together for the betterment of the people of the region. Anas Malik in Kabul, Afghanistan for WION, World is One.
WION is now available in your country. Download the app now. Get all the news on the move.